Hey guys, so today the video is all about how I became an esthetician, why I became an esthetician. This is my full story on how I got my beauty bar, like everything. Okay, so a little bit about my background. I growing up, I was really girly, very bubbly, really happy little girl. Um Gosh, I was just so in La La Land. And I really loved fashion. I loved beauty. I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. I had no aspirations. I was just literally living. I was just living. But at a certain age, people are like, okay, so what do you want to do? Who are you? Are you going to school? I wasn't like the smartest. Didn't really do that great with my ACTs, my SAT scores. So I didn't get into like the best schools. So I was like, okay, I was like I said, I was really into fashion. So I was like, okay, maybe I want to do something in fashion. So I went to Art Institute of Atlanta and I wanted to be it was fashion marketing, I think I was doing, which I really could have did. I really could have finished that and did great in that field. I went there for some time, right after school, maybe like a year after I graduated. And I what I wanted to do was I wanted to be like a fashion buyer. So that's basically I would go to like shows or events and I would pick certain products that I would want in my store. So like say I worked for Charlotte Russe at the time. So I was like, okay, maybe I can get in retail, like start somewhere small, whatever. So I would like kind of pick what we would have in our store. So that's what I wanted to do. Went to school for a little bit and I was like, I just couldn't, I wasn't committed to it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And I don't know why, because I really could have killed it. But so I decided I didn't want to do that anymore and I wanted to work. So I started like actually working like a 9 to 5 because I was doing retail, but that was no money, and I really wanted to make some money. So I was living at home and I worked at an office job for college. I was like an office assistant and I for a 19-year-old, I was making pretty good money. I didn't have any bills, really. So I was working this job. I actually had a great time at that job. I like a lot of my coworkers were awesome. I was the youngest one, but working there, I just really saw like how you can get stuck there. And I was like, okay, I don't want this for myself. Like, this is a good job. You can, benefits, things like that. But I was like, I don't want to work for benefits. Like, I was just like, it's I just was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Like this is so boring. It was so boring. I felt like I was literally going to work. My schedule, I worked 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Like, what? That is so boring to me. Like, unless it's something you love to do, that's not boring. Like right now I work pretty much 10 to 7, but it's something that I love to do. Not even like, oh, I just work for myself. It's something that I love to do and I enjoy it. So I was like, okay, maybe I do need to go to school because I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to be here. So I ended up going to Gordon State, which is it's like South Georgia. And I went there for a semester. It's about 2.5 hours. It was about 2.5 hours from my mom's house. I came home every weekend. I did not like it. I made no friends out there. I just really couldn't vibe with anyone there. First of all, when I think back on it, I was either 20, I think I was 20 or 21. I want to say I was 21 when I went there. And I was acting like I was so much older. Like I just felt like, oh my God, these young kids, like 21, 18 and 21 is really no difference. Like I'm like, when I think back, I'm like, girl, you was tripping. Like you really was acting old. Like 21 is young. Like why are you acting like you were so much older? Like you couldn't hang with anybody else. Like that's how I was acting. So, like, I had an apartment out there because I was telling my mom, I was like, I have to get an apartment. Like, I don't want to be at the dorms. Like, and then my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. So I was like, I want Sanchez to come whenever he wants to. Like, I was only paying like $400 a month. Girl, struggling to pay $400 a month. Like, what? So I was there for a semester. I came home every weekend. My boyfriend's mom, shout out to my mother-in-law. She's only an hour and a half away from my school. So, and then my cousin-in-law, she went to the school too. So we came home every weekend. And girl, oh my God, what was I studying? I was gonna do communications. So I was like, okay, I'll be in communications, like kind of be like behind the scenes, like be in media, I like all that type of stuff. So I was like, maybe that's what I want to do. Every weekend when I came back to school, you guys, I would cry the whole way back to school. Drama. Literally drama. Like, I was so sad at Gordon. Like, I did one semester and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know if it was like the energy there was just heavy because it wasn't bad. Like, there was nice people there. Um my roommates, I had roommates, they were really cool. It was just like, I just don't know what it was. Like, it was just bad vibes for me. So I ended up transferring and going to Georgia Perimeter, which when I went, they transitioned it to Georgia State. Only went there for a semester. Like, girl, I was just not committed. Like, it was just something about, like, it was just everything was so structured, and like it's just the thought of going to school for me. I think school is great for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, my husband went to school. He had an amazing experience. I know so many people that went to school had an amazing experience, but I could not get jiggy with I couldn't get with it. I ended up like, okay, I cannot go to school anymore. Like, I was like, I just can't do this. Had a job, so I ended up working at another doctor's office. Shout out to Pierce Chiropractic. I think they're still around. They were in, I think they were in Midtown. So anyway, I was working there, and they were really cool. But I'm working a boring job. I'm making pretty good money, but I'm just, for my age, and I didn't have a lot of bills. At this time, I was living with my boyfriend, who's my now husband. So I was like, okay, this is boring. Like, there's more to me than this. Like, I'm like, I can't do this. So I had met an esthetician. My mom is the one who planted this seed of me becoming an esthetician. I met an esthetician some years ago. I just can't remember how old I was. I just know I was a teenager. She was a black esthetician. She was located in Sandy Springs. I cannot remember her name, but I went to her place. As I was into makeup, my mom introduced me to like an esthetician, and she was really nice. But I kind of like lost connection with her. But anyway, my mom did plant the esthetician seed in my head when I was, when I was a teenager. So I was at my job, and I was looking up something. I was just looking up stuff because I'm like, girl, what we gonna do? We need to make some more money. So I just came across becoming an esthetician. So I was watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos on it, and I was like, okay, this is it. At the time, I think I was 23 or 24. So that means I'm going through, for 5 years, I'm going through it. Like, I just want to say to my young girls, 18 to 25, like young men too, like, just give yourself some grace. Like, it is hard. That is a tough age. Like, when I think back on it, I'm like, oh, I was so cute and I was so young. I wish I would have just been like easy on myself a little bit more. But give yourself grace. That is a hard age. You are just graduating high school. Like, you trying to figure out who you are. You trying to figure out what you like, what you want to do. Like, you want to make some money, but you need to go to school, or they say you need to go to school. So that is a tough age. I found Elaine Sterling, which is in Atlanta. Um, I found it. It said it was the number one school in Georgia. So I was like, okay, well, that's where I'm gonna go. My boyfriend about it, and he's like down for it. He's like, Yeah, cause he really wanted me to tap into my makeup bag, but I really I was doing makeup for people here and there, but I kinda sucked. I was good on myself, but I really wasn't that good on other people. But I will say I never took any classes, so I'm that's really why I didn't do that good because I never took any classes. I never really got into it, but I didn't really want to. Like, I know he was like, "Girl, what?" And then that was hard because my husband had a gym, or he still has his gym. It's been 8 years. So my husband opened his gym around that time, and I'm like, I'm with someone who's like super ambitious, like, you know what I mean? Like, girl, what what are you doing? What do you want to do? So he was like, okay, if you want to do makeup, like he was just whatever I wanted to do, he's like, you need to do it and you need to go hard with it. So anyway, we went to go visit the school, and I absolutely loved it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is what I want to do." I ended up going to the school like maybe the following whatever the next opening was. I went to the school, so I went to Learn Sterling. The way it works is you do a year part-time or you do 9 months full-time. So we were like, we're gonna do the 9 months full time. So my husband, oh my gosh. Oh, side note, I was doing lashes already at the time. So when I was working, I know I keep checking to make sure my microphone's on, but when I was working for the chiropractic office, I was also had my own clientele on the weekends. So I had learned how to do lashes. Um, I just can't remember how old I was. I was probably like 22 or 23 when I learned how to do lashes, and I was doing it at little. Oh my god, so many memories. Oh my god, I'm trying not to make this video so long, but um, I was doing it at the girl. Shout out to Bree. Um, this girl, her name's Bree. She taught me how to do lashes, and she had like a little suite, and let me. So yeah, she let me work at her suite, and she really let me. She let me work there for free for some time, and then once my clientele got up, she never even was like, "Oh, you got to pay me," which I don't know why she ever did that, but I just started paying her. Girl, I was paying her $100 a month. Like I did not have clientele like that, and she wasn't really paying a lot for her place, so I was like, at least I could give her $100. So, and shout out to her. So at this point, I'm like, I do lashes. I really enjoy it. Let me take this career seriously. And getting my aesthetic license. Well, I can learn how to, about skincare, learn how to do facials. Like I was super excited. I'm gonna do the 9 months. And but mind you, that's all day. That's like going to work for 9 months. Like I'm there all day. I was there from 9 a.m. to 3. Like he's like, I got you. Like I'm gonna take care of all the bills. Because we were living together. And he was like, you go to school, and like I said, I was doing lashes, so I was still able to help when I could because I was doing lashes. So I would go to school, and then I would go do a lash client on the weekends. I would do a lash client. So I was figuring out, like I was hustling. Scrubs were, to me, now I'm like, you can get scrubs from anywhere, but I just didn't know. So scrubs are pretty pricey. And like I said, I wasn't really making a lot of money because I didn't have a big clientele, and I didn't have a job. I was just going to school. And so y'all, I bought a pair of scrubs that I think they were like $65, $75. Good scrubs. I wore those scrubs every day to school. I mean, I would probably wash them because I mean, I wasn't wearing them that long, so I washed them like maybe twice a week, and I wore them every day. Y'all, my last week of school, my pants, like the inside of my pants, like ripped. I was like, me and Sanchez were just like, oh, that is crazy. Your scrubs lasted you your whole 9 months. I wear those things every day. Cause I was like, if I do got money, I don't want to spend my money on my school attire. Like what? I'm not doing that. Yeah, I went to school 9 months. Girl, was in traffic every day on the way there, in traffic every day on the way back, and I could not believe it. Mind you, you guys know my story. Like I am all over the place. I was not committed to anything. So the fact that I was dedicated to school Monday through Friday for 9 months is absolutely amazing. Becoming an esthetician actually, like, I feel like saved my life. Really, it did. Um, so after school, my life elevated. I got engaged to my now husband. Um, my husband's business was doing really good. He has getting more clientele because now people know I'm an esthetician. So now they're taking me a little bit more serious, you know? After school, I didn't make enough money to be working for myself full time. So I was like, I was trying to get a job. So when you're an esthetician, at least around the time I was trying to look for a job, it was hard for me to find a job fresh out of school that just wasn't like $10 an hour. Like everybody wants to pay you $10, $12 an hour. And I'm like, well, dang, I just went to school. Like, can I get at least 15? Like, you know what I mean? So, but you make more money the more experienced you are with aesthetics. So, anyway, I started working at a wax place. Y'all know I do not like to wax. So they were trying to show me how to do waxing. I was like, mm-mm. So I really stayed at the front desk, wasn't doing nothing. I was getting paid $10 an hour. And I was there for like, I don't even know how long I was there, but it was not long because I was like, this ain't gonna cut it. Okay. But I still have my clientele on the side. But I was like, I need some experience. I don't know what to do. And wax places, they hire. If you got your aesthetic license, they're gonna hire you. Okay. So was just looking on Indeed, and then I came across a lash place, and they are starting at $15 an hour. So I was like, bet. And I already know how to do lashes. I love doing lashes. So I started working there. Um, that lasted for like 3 months, but that was a miserable job. That was a miserable job. And I don't even it felt so long. Like when I think about it, I'm like, damn, I only worked there for 3 months. It felt so much longer because it was so miserable. But it was the most money I had made. Like that was the most money I had been making. Because it was a full-time job. I was working 40 hours a week. And I was like making like $17 an hour. So I was cool with it. It was just them. So that was the end of 2019. Um December December 2019, I was like, I cannot go back there. I was already doing clients in my 2-bedroom apartment. One of the rooms was mine, my work room, and I was, decking it out. I had started doing facials, I was doing lashes. It was awesome. So I started doing that from my house 2019 while I was working at my job. But then at the end of 2019, I said, I'm going to just do my own thing full throttle in 2020. So let that job 2020, literally January 1, I was taking clients. Like I had my special going. I was just taking clients, but I was making like more than I ever had. I was like, this is cool. Like I'm making a great amount. I've never made this much money. I think then COVID happens in what, March? I think March, February, March. Um I obviously shut down. I couldn't work. But I was able to apply for what's it called? Unemployment. I was able to get unemployment. And shout out to whoever approved the unemployment getting an extra $600, baby, because I only got approved for $50 from my previous job, or I don't know how, but I only got approved for $50. But because they added that 600, I was getting an extra $600 a week. So I'm like, I'm straight. And I don't really have no, like, again, I still didn't really have any bills. Like my husband was really doing everything. So I really didn't have any bills. So there's nowhere to go. So I'm racking up. I'm racking up my money, y'all. Like the only funding I got was the unemployment. I don't know if I just did it too late, but the other one that was going around, I can't remember what it was. It was one that was going around. I didn't get, I don't know if it was just too late, whatever, but I was cool with my unemployment. I wasn't being greedy. So I was saving my coins. I can't remember when we kind of opened back up and we were able to work again. I can't remember that. But then eventually I was working, taking my clients, and I was still getting the 650 on top. So me and my husband got to talking. We would walk every day. We got to spend so much time with each other during the pandemic. I was just I would always be like, "Dang, I would love to be in the same plaza as you. Like, I would love that." Like, I couldn't really see anything else. I was like, that would just be amazing. So he ended up finding another unit in our plaza that he wanted to move his gym to. So he moved his gym, and I was able to move into his old gym, which is where I am at now. At his old gym right now. And honestly, I rebuilt the whole place. And the next video will be a spa tour. Started my business, or my official business, like working. I started working for myself in 2020. My husband, he moved to another unit in the same plaza. I moved into his old place. We rebuilt his place. I can't remember how long it took. It took a long time though. It took a couple of months for me to get into here, and it was just so much paperwork, permits, like so annoying. Also, we got married in October. Oh my god, we were doing a lot. We got married in October, and then I moved into my space. I moved into the beauty bar in November. And I found out I was pregnant in October as well, or September. I think I found out I was pregnant in September or October. One of those. It was crazy. It was a crazy year. My background, that's my story. Being an esthetician, this is who I am. Oh my gosh, one of my lashes just fell. I can be myself. I always felt like growing up, I was always so nice. Like, I feel like I would get made fun of or picked on a little bit because I was nice. Like, oh, you're just so nice. Like, that's like, you're fake. Like, no one's that happy. Just being so goofy. Like, I always just felt like, dang, why am I so happy? I have a very loving family. Um, like, I just had a loving life, and I used to feel guilty about that. When things did happen um to me, or when even that time period where I just didn't know who I was, what I wanted to do, I always had a smile on my face. I was always giving good energy because that's just who I am. And becoming an esthetician, I am fully myself. It is so fulfilling. I meet new people all the time, and then I have my clients that are with me, that have been with me. I know so much about their lives. They're so open to me about their lives, and they can give me advice. I can give them advice. Sometimes I'm just a listening ear. But I just feel like, damn, like I came a long way. And the fact that my schedule I can switch up my schedule. Like, I had to switch up my schedule a couple weeks ago because of my son and his with daycare and things like that. So it's just like, wow, God, you are so good to me. I never even had a desire to work for myself like that, but the way it happened was just so easy that I know it's God's plan for me. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I love being an esthetician. If you are someone like me, even if you're not someone like me, there's all types of different estheticians. But for those that are just, you are a really loving a really loving person. You love for everyone to feel good in your presence. You want people to be happy when they're around you. This is the best decision that I've made ever. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my little story time. I hope you feel inspired to just keep going no matter where you are in life. Just keep going and keep trying. Something's gonna work for you. You're obviously watching this video because it's something you are interested in doing it, and I think that's a sign that you just need to go do it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next video.